few moments' time. But first, let's introduce the players in this one. Wattimena, who's had a fine start to his 2019 campaign, including reaching his first PDC final. Glenn Durrant did that as well, and then went on to win his first tournament the very next weekend. The three-time Lakeside World Champion, who could be on the collision course with Michael van Gerwen, who meets Mervyn King in a couple of matches' time. Shenanigans on the stage in the last match. Not sure we'll have any of that here, but the darty party has started, hasn't it, Dan?
Yes, if you want to phrase it like that, Murph.
Well, I just did.
Suppose it has.
I do want to. And you're not invited. You just turn up.
I'm never quite sure if you have full control over the things that come out of your mouth. But yes, to pick up on Murph's terminology, the darty party has indeed started.
What did you make of the mix-up between Lewis and Vandenberg? Let's talk about that, because this match might mean we can't.
Game on.
Well, I was trying to figure out what was going on, and since then we've had a debrief from Jackpot, who, just to be ultimately clear about this, Dimmy had said something to Jackpot about being quiet on stage, but Jackpot didn't think it was directed at him.
140.
So Jackpot turned around as a joke to say something to Dimmy. Dimmy thought that wasn't a joke. So they had this sort of frosty little high-quality, very entertaining game, and then had to spend 5 minutes talking through it before, inevitably, as with every conversation with Dimitri Vandenberg, he shakes your hand and says thank you for the opportunity to spend some of my life with you, because I'm a very polite young Belgian man.
134.
Well, that puts an end to that, I think.
It seems to be a storm in a teacup.
96.
But Vandenberg is the one who could still be left lifting the cup at the end of the tournament. Very impressive performance. Adrian Lewis just keeps indulging in glorious defeats.
100.
Did win that title last weekend, but so many times this year, as Paul Nicholson mentioned, he's been on the wrong end of big moments, two of them in that match from Dimitri. He had a 1-2-9 and a 1-6-1. Here, Durrant is looking at a 1-2-7 for starters.
Bullseye.
102.
But not quite the leg. Not yet. He will come back.
Of course, Doza's title came against Dimitri in Wigan.
Yeah, emotional moment for Glenn Durrant, that. Did not take him long to make his first PDC final. Did not take him long to make his first PDC title. And it didn't take him long to get on the Euro Tour. How long will it take him to make a big impression on the Euro Tour? That's the question. He's a genuine potential winner of this event. Make no mistake about that. We have seen, just in the qualifying for this tournament, him average over 100 in all 3 games, including one in the 100 teens.
First maximum of the match to double his tally for the tournament. He didn't have it all his own way in his opening round encounter against Michael Rosenauer. 6-4 win, an average in the mid-90s. But now he's settled in, he'll just blow everyone away, won't he?
Well, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect, because his first couple of 180s come back-to-back at the start of leg 2, and it means that the 3-time Lakeside World Champion is looking for the perfect leg, his first in PDC darts.
Had one in the BDO back in 2013. Almost had one at the Grand Slam, didn't he, against Peter Wright a couple of years ago.
85.
Well, that's as close as he's getting so far. However, this is against the throw.
89.
And he's got a massive opportunity to double his lead and take complete control very early in the tie. Couldn't hit the 9, and he doesn't want to hit the 9, the double 9 this time.
40.
Wise choice?
Well, I know he loves double 18, but if you're going to split it if you come inside, and you've got pretty much a choice of doubles, why not just go double top and double 10, surely?
Now he wants double 8. And gets it, and he does double his lead.
Third leg,
Durrant, who
Game on.
we know he's won at a title in the Players' Championship Series and reached a final, but the performance levels back it up as well. 7th best performer on the Pro Tour in terms of the stats. Wattimena himself is in the top 20.
Yeah. Well, Jermaine's been a guy who's made... I've been really impressed with Jermaine in that he's been making steady improvements for about 3 years now. And that first final at the start of this year followed a string of semi-final runs where, I mean, there were 2 last year in the same weekend where he could easily have won both those games, and he was cruelly denied in both of them by some moments of magic.
98.
It is Jermaine's 3rd appearance in this tournament, and if he does manage to beat Durrant, it would be his best appearance in the tournament.
100.
Yeah, perfect visit from Jermaine Wattimena. The 174 gets him down to a finish, but Durrant, you still feel in control of the leg at this moment.
Having witnessed what he does on the floor, I've been particularly impressed with his timing, Glenn Durrant. Those big shots, 2 trebles when his opponent's on a 3-figure out, piling the pressure on as he's just exhibited there.
Great setup shot from Wattimena, but it may not matter. Well, this time he leaves double 16. And he pins it. And again, we see from Glenn Durrant, if shots have to go, he is very reliable at taking them out. Glenn Durrant might miss a few darts at double here and there, but a lot of the time, it's when the ones you can afford to miss when your opponent's not on finish.
It was only last week that Glenn Durrant quit the day job, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is his first tournament as a sole full-time darts professional.
140.
Do you think he'll ever make anything of himself?
I mean, he's got a chance, hasn't he? I think if you win, if you go on and, you know, win Players' Championship 4 from Robin Park Arena in Wigan, I think you can class yourself as having made it.
Frantically Googles Players' Championship 4 winners to disprove Dan's theory.
I stand by that. I don't care what statistic you throw at me. Well, this should be a first leg on the board for Jermaine, a desperately needed one, it has to be said.
100.
Oh, hello. So much room in there. Oh, that's desperately unfortunate, but it is still a makeable checkout. He's left. Slide it alongside. Yes, you can. 15 darter and a big sigh of relief. Certainly figuratively, possibly literally, from the machine gun there as he registers a first leg in this one. Neat and tidy stuff. 14 darter, 14 darter, 15 darter, 15 darter.
100.
That is why Jermaine Wattimena still averaging around about that 100 mark, even though he's 3-1 down. But as we've just seen, 102 is sometimes not enough to win a game. Sometimes it's not enough to get more than 3 legs.
106 was almost not enough for Christoph Ratajski at the end of the afternoon, as Michael Smith missed 2 darts to beat him.
80.
And we've got an incredible lineup tonight with some fabulous players who are in form as well. But he'll have to go some to beat that display from Ratajski and Michael Smith, because it was spellbinding. As Durrant casts his own spell on that visit to produce his 3rd maximum and salutes the crowd.
82. Then you require 137.
Did, of course, play the UK Open, Glenn Durrant, and he has played the Grand Slam of darts previously as a BDO player. But this This is the sort of stuff, the Euro Tour, massive crowds, could be turn up as a contender in the Premier League. But an actual full-on tournament, ranking event in front of big crowds like this, this is the sort of thing he wants to be doing on a regular basis. This is one of the reasons he's moved over. Test himself against the best in these kind of conditions.
Double top. For a 4-1 lead. Durrant looks at home on the European Tour stage.
121.
We waited until the 21st match of the tournament to get a ton plus average
100.
when Dave Chisnell delivered, but since then Ratajski's had that 106.5. We've had 2 in the first match, and Durrant, he's well over the 100 mark here as well.
The sun has gone down in Leverkusen, and the big averages come up. Almost 105 from Durrant. Big names, big averages, big crowds. That's what the European Tour's about.
Is it going to be another one of those 2 treble well-timed turns?
91.
Or just the one, but it does leave a finish. One that we saw him take out in a final on PDC TV. Can he net the big fish on the big stage?
Not quite. I tell you what, though, when he's missing that treble 20, he's not missing it by much, is he?
You get the feeling that Wattimena now can't afford to miss.
Hanging on in there, the Dutchman. Mervyn King and Michael van Gerwen will play later on this evening. The winner of that faces the winner of this.
140.
Now, there is a chance it could be Jermaine Wattimena versus Mervyn King. Merv did beat MVG at the recent UK Open. But I think a few people would be very, very interested to see the reigning BDO and PDC World Champions go head-to-head in tomorrow's last 16 action.
Michael van Gerwen suffering a little bit of a lull in form. By his incredible standards, he's won just 2 of his last 7 matches, going into the tie with King, who was one of the men to beat him. Of course, the last couple of weeks in the Premier League, he's had a loss, a win and a draw. John Henderson tying in Aberdeen, who can forget that moment? John won't. Will this be an unforgettable one? Wattimena on the ball.
139.
He probably comes back to try and break the Durrant throw. And he will come back, and this game is very much alive.
60. Jermaine, you require 25.
Well, gets a dart at double 4, misses it, and I think the first start was a little bit dodgy there. It wasn't far from scoring 27. And Wattimena being such a fast thrower, might have been well advised to just reset himself a little bit like Glenn just has.
Yeah, he's not shy of doing that, Durrant. It's not worked for him. It's got to be 25 and bull, hasn't it? That's the 25, and what a guide for the bull that is. Oh, magnificent from Durrant. Made it difficult, then made it look easy. Textbook, 25 and bull. Completes the 85 checkout. It could well be the shot which keeps the game in his favour.
Well, you said it, Dan. It was all about the guide, the dart in the 25, he was never going to miss after that.
49.
Well, even though Glen Durrant, three-time Lakeside winner, two-time world master, he's won titles all over the place in the BDR. I'm not sure he's won one in Germany. I was just having a dig through his list of titles. He's won in like Denmark and Sweden and plenty in the Netherlands. But I can't find one that's an obvious victory out here in Germany, unless, or maybe in the Gold Cup.
100.
But it's a rarity, even if it is.
Wattimena has left himself 87 after 9 darts to
140.
keep his famed hopes alive for at least a little longer. Double eights.
71.
It's the only double he's been hitting, Jermaine Wattimena, and when he's missed it, he's not won the leg. However, he's going to come back. And he will have another crack at that double eight to try and hit it for a third time and get a third leg on the board.
37. He requires 16.
And he does. But he has to break the dozer throw twice. And he's not managed to do it once yet in this game. Advantage Wattimena in this one now, though.
Do you think Glenn would relish the chance to take on Michael van Gerwen in the next round, or do you think
the
he'd
entire point is here?
Preferring a match with Mervyn King, because some players do lie, don't they, and say, I want to play Michael. I mean, who would you rather play, Dan? Not that it would matter.
Well, if I'm a Glen Durrant and I've made the start that I've made to my PDC career, I would genuinely be backing my own abilities to do special things.
Another one would leave the trusty double 18 and leave Wattimena in need of a big out of his own, and he's not going to take it out, which leaves Glen Durrant to put him out and put himself in the final day of action in his first ever European Tour tournament. That's what he wants. But he hasn't got it.
3 match darts missed at that double 18, and a fired up Jermaine Wattimena breaks the Durrant throw for the first time in the game, and he's now throwing to level the match and force a last leg decider. He has had a lifeline, Jermaine, and he is seizing upon it, and look at how fired up he's getting. It's not often you see Jermaine like this. Thing is, he knows he's playing well. Look at that, there's only one leg that's gone longer than 5 visits to the board. And the way Glen Durrant has started this one could be done. Well, it could be done in 3 visits at the minute.
Well, you're right, Dan. I don't think he has had a title in Germany. That Gold Cup that Durrant won was played in Manchester.
Ah, the Germany of the Northwest. But producing darts like this, you have to consider him a potential champion here. And you can consider anybody a potential champion, but I think Durrant's credentials are better than most.
Even before we saw him play this weekend, I'm sure that he would have been among the list of names that you might have put down as front runners.
59.
Just letting Jermaine off the hook in this leg slightly. The machine gun is wriggling free. And he's going to get a go at that 84 that would force a last leg decider and force Glen Durrant to hold his throw if he is to book his place in the final day of action here at the European Darts Open. This could get very tense.
Yeah, led the match 4-1. Wattimena could be about to make it 5-all by landing the bull.
59, when you require 110.
Match point again for Durrant.
Treble 18 for double, you would think. He cannot get it. Shake of the head from Glen Durrant. And it might be that double 8 again for Jermaine Wattimena. 3 times he's pinned it so far. Make that 4. 5-5. The machine gun and Durrant will play one leg to determine who goes up against either Mervyn King or Michael van Gerwen.
Wattimena trying to orchestrate the crowd, but I'm not sure they were watching or listening to his plea. What a start we've had to the action this evening. Could be about to see all 4 players so far posting averages of over a ton.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Jermaine Wattimena. He's not hit a 180 in the entire match and then saves it up for the last leg. This is why he is one of the seeded players, Jermaine Wattimena. He may not be as illustrious as some of the other names. He may not have the pedigree of some of the other seeded players. But he is on the up, and he's been on the up for a while.
Well, he's up to 24 in the world rankings.
100.
For this match, let's not use the world rankings as too much of a guide, because Durrant is 50 places behind him. That's pretty good going. Bearing in mind his PDC career so far is a matter of weeks.
79.
But his days may be numbered in the European Darts Open, because Wattimena has completely turned the tables. Having trailed 4-1, he's going to come to the hockey next with a chance to win the match.
He survived 3 match darts for a 6-3 defeat, Jermaine Wattimena. Glen Durrant averaging well over 100, had 3 darts at his favourite double 18 and couldn't get the job done. And if you don't get the job done in those situations, you run the risk of something like this happening. And Jermaine Wattimena can't find the treble 13 he was after. But he will come back for tops unless Durrant produces this absolutely ridiculous checkout.
Not to be. Glen had the game in his grasp,
89.
but the machine gun came back firing, and he's fired in double top for a quite unbelievable victory, one which he can't quite believe. But the average shows how good his performance was, over 102 for Wattimena, and it's the Dutchman that moves through and might take on the best Dutchman, the best player in the world, Michael van Gerwen, if he can get revenge on Mervyn King for that defeat at the UK Open. What a match, what a start to the evening. Wins for Vandenberg and now Wattimena, but on his Euro Tour debut, Glen Durrant is out in round 2.
Jermaine, congratulations. Unbelievable. 4-1 down, 5-3 down. When you're standing behind Glen Durrant with three darts in hand, 3 clean darts for double 18, how high is the hope that you're going to come back?
I expected that he hit the double 18, and Glen Durrant is a good friend of mine. I'm happy to come back with 2 5-hole with good legs. I think there's one leg 12 darts, I think so, or missed darts for a double, and he finished single ball, double ball. That was painful.
Ich habe ihn gefragt, wenn man hinter Glen Durrant steht, dem dreifachen BDO-Weltmeister, und er hat 3 Darts für Doppel 18 in der Hand zum Match, wie groß ist da die Hoffnung, dass man nochmal zurückkommt? Er sagt, ich hätte damit gerechnet, dass er das Doppel trifft, und vor allem tat die Situation weh, als Glen Durrant mit 2 Darts in der Hand, Single Bull, Bullseye-Check zum 5-3. I mean, it's a bit weird to talk about the next round after this match, but next round it's either Mervyn King or Michael van Gerwen. But when you play like you did the last few legs, you can beat anybody now.
And don't care me now, but I will enjoy this. And I know I had some luck that he missed double 80 for the match, but finally I got the match to me, and I'm happy with that. Just don't care who I play tomorrow. I will first take a drink and take a rest.
Ich habe ihn am Morgen gefragt nach der nächsten Runde, davon will er noch gar nichts wissen, verständlicherweise. Er freut sich jetzt über seinen Sieg und wir sagen Glückwunsch an the Machine Gun, Jermaine Wattimena.